Okay, you are going.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is David Yetzi, and myself, along with David McKenzie, designed this solo mode, and I'm going to be running you through kind of what a playthrough looks like. We're going to go from start to finish on this thing. And right now we have almost everything set up, and I'm going to describe to you generally what is going on here, but I'm going to be making some assumptions that you know some of the general game flow, though I will try and talk through what I'm doing as I'm doing it. But just to show you how the board is set up, because this does change, it's changed a little bit from the other modes, from other player counts. So for one, there are three standard resources in each of the locations that have those. There are 2 gems in the game, though I start with the gem. There are 20 total coins, 20 gold available. There's 1 knight in each location. That is the same for the other player counts as well. Start in the same spot. The monsters work a little bit differently. Well, they function the same, but instead of there being a stack that you can go through and shuffle, there are 2 in each layer. And it's open information what is in each one, because we have to stack them to where the larger one is below the weaker one. So once we can go through both monsters in each layer, we can get this layer card, which is worth 2 extra points at the end. So that's something to pay attention to. We currently start with nothing in our inventory other than the gem, but we're going to be getting these seed cards, which I'll shuffle up and then draw 4 and pick 1 of them. That's going to be a little bit of the way that I start. These privilege tiles are randomly drawn from the bag and placed there, just like in the standard game. Citizens are lined up in the market board here, just like normal. There's a lot of carryover between this mode and playing with multiple players. The main difference is going to be this deck. This is the event deck. So each game we shuffle this up. We'll start with 1 up, and these do not get replaced until a citizen card comes into my hand, whether I gain it by recruiting the citizen with gold, or whether I maybe gain one. Like, for example, here's a monster as a perfect example. If I defeat this monster, this Bane cluster, I get 2 gold and a citizen as part of the reward. So whenever I gain a new citizen into my hand, through any method that would put it into my hand, that's when a new event card comes out. So we'll start with, the first one is a special order at the docks. The way these cards are laid out is there's the title, what the event is. There's usually, the general flow is that something that's pretty good for me, something that I'm going to be interested in trying to do, but then there's something that I may not be as excited about. So there's a reason that you might want to keep the events around, and sometimes you want to try and get rid of them fast if it's not for what you're going for. Special order at the docks says you gain +1 gold when you move your ship into a segment on the shipping wheel. So in addition to the rewards that are printed, I also would get 1 gold. The other aspect of the event says when performing a shipping action, you may only ship the same type of goods. Do not mix and match. So that's a little bit different than normal, because normally when you go and ship any of the standard good types, the wild goods, so it's stone, wood, or magic, normally when you go ship, you can ship any number of them and move that distance. With the special order of the docks, I cannot do that. I need to ship all magic or all wood, for example. So I'm limited to really 3 maximum shipping, which is still pretty good, actually. Okay, so that's set up, so I know that from the start. The next thing is I'll need to shuffle these seed cards up, and this kind of gives me a little bit of a start. This, again, is the same way that it works in... Well, it's not the same. It's similar to how it works with multiple players. Normally, when I have opponents, I'm going to be drafting these. So I'll pick 1, pass, pick 1, pass. Here, it's the same principle that I'm going to have the same number of these, but I draw 4 and pick 1 of them. So I don't have opponents to compete with me on. I can just straight pick the ones that I want of the 4 that I've drawn. And so it looks like I've got 2 ones that have the symbols on them that something I may pay attention to. I only have 2 that provide strength. I think you can see this. I'll hold it like this so you can see it. So I see, looking at the citizens here, that the first citizen to be discarded. Well, I guess actually I should talk about that a little bit. So one of the end game trigger is the citizen deck. Whenever the citizens are completely gone, there are no more citizens up here. That's when the game ends. It ends that round. Every round, if this slot will be empty. It will be emptied, and that's how the citizens progress. So if I've obtained this, if I've recruited this citizen somehow, and this slot is empty, then no card is discarded and we just slide down. If there's still a citizen in this slot, whatever is there is discarded and then we slide down. So I'm always paying attention to what's in that farthest slot, because if I want it, I need to prioritize getting it. Otherwise, it's going to be out of the game and I can never get it back. So one of the first decisions I should be thinking about is, do I want this ranger? Is that something I'm going to care about? If so, I need to prioritize getting it pretty soon. And whenever I look at these options here, one of them is the soldier, which is what the ranger is. So I probably, if I choose this card, which I'm thinking I'm going to do, because I quite like the ranger, if I get this card, which I probably will, I'm probably going to get the ranger too. So I'm going to get that one. And it seems like I'm kind of going for a strength fight strategy, because that's what's on these two cards. So that would leave me with these two. If I go with this one, I'm kind of putting myself into that already and not giving myself much flexibility. Though it does give me a knight, which is pretty good. But I don't feel like cornering myself just yet. So I'm going to not choose this one. I'm going to choose this one. So this is going to be my starting resources. I get 1 influence in the soldier guild, 2 strength. I will get 6 total gold. These big ones count for 5. And then 2 resources of my choice. They could be anything. I'll start with a magic, and I'll go with a wood. And the last thing is I get a level 1 privilege tile. These are drawn from the bag always. So this one, or from the stack, or however you have it set up. So the way these work, if it has this symbol on it, that means that I can choose when I want to gain the benefits from this. So sometimes I may be at my max, there may not be enough gold for me to gain all the gold, or I may be at max strength, so I might not want to gain this immediately. In this circumstance, there's really no reason for me not to go ahead and just gain the benefits from that. So that's 1 strength and 4 more gold, which looks like that. So that's gone. So I've done all of these items. And so with this event, I could go ahead and utilize this event right now. Well, I would have had to choose my starting resources a little bit better if I was planning to do that. I'd want 2 of the same. But I'm not going to do that because I want that ranger. So I'm going to make my first turn prioritizing getting that ranger. So I am going to assume you kind of know the game flow, as I mentioned earlier, but I will talk through kind of the layout of these cards. So we all start, every player account, every player starts with the same starter cards. That's true for the solo. And the way these cards work, the starter cards actually work the same as the other citizens you can recruit. The primary difference is that, well, there's 2. There's different abilities, of course, and there's no symbol up here for the different guilds. So these don't inherently give me any points in that way. So if I'm going to recruit, I'm either going to be doing it because there's an action that tells me I can recruit, or I'm going to be going to a location that lets me recruit. There are other ways that you can gain citizens, like I mentioned earlier with the monster, but I'm not going to have the ability to kill that guy just yet. So I'm going to need to be figuring out another way I'm going to recruit. Well, I cannot do it with any of these actions. None of my starter actions give me that option. So what I need to do is get to this location. Well, that's the location I start at, so that's a little bit of a problem, you would think. However, the way these knights work, which you may already know, is that whenever you go to a location, if there are knights there and you have an ability that lets you deploy knights, you can deploy from that location to an adjacent location or from your board. So what I'm going to be looking at doing is using this pin action. Every card has a pin action. And I'm going to be using what it says to move to a location. Well, first do whatever it says in order. So like these would gain me something. Then I could move my Margrave, and then I could deploy a knight, either from my board or from the location. The Paladin lets you deploy 2. That's not very good right now because I don't have any in my inventory, and there's only 1 here. So I'm not going to be able to maximize the use of that. So I'm probably going to be doing one of these. The main considerations I'm going to be having is if I do the Captain, it's pretty cool because I get a Strength, which is obviously kind of what I'm leaning towards. But the problem is I would then have to rely on the Paladin to fight with, which I guess isn't the worst thing in the world. So, I mean, that's probably not a bad idea. But some of the other things I can consider is that if I do the Alchemist's Pennant, I get 2 gold before I move and deploy. The Merchant is pretty cool because I can get a resource. But the thing is whenever you move your Margrave into an area, you get to take that location's action. And when you're building a ward tower, you use 1 of each resource and the gem. And so what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to be moving into this location to get a stone. So I'll have all I need for the ward tower. So I don't think I need this extra resource right now. So through process of elimination, oops, sorry about that. I think I'm going to go with this Alchemist. I'm going to use its pennant action. I'm going to gain 2 gold. That's the first thing that happens. Move my Margrave, and then whenever you move your Margrave into an area, you take the area's benefit, as I mentioned, and this one is to gain a stone. Then I can deploy a knight, which I will do. The one that's here is going to come over here. So whenever I move a knight to a location, it's very similar to moving your Margrave there. You get to take that location's action. And I'm going to take this location's action. Oh, if I chose to not take the action, whether I couldn't, because I didn't have enough gold, for example, or I didn't want to, I can gain 2 gold. That's an option that you always have. But I do want to spend gold. I would like to spend these 2 gold to get this Ranger. Ranger is pretty excellent for a monster killing strategy because it lets you move before slaying, which is pretty great. So that's all I do on a turn. So the way the turn resolution then works is the end of the turn on the solo mode. If there's something here, like I mentioned earlier, this would be discarded. But there's nothing here, so I don't have to discard any. So while I didn't speed up the game clock by taking that citizen, I did claim it as points that would have otherwise been wasted. So everything slides down. New one's revealed. At the end of the round, the very last thing you do is you check to see, did you acquire a new citizen? I did. And if you did, then the event that currently was active is no longer active. These are kind of, I should have mentioned that these are kind of like state-based actions. These are rules changes to the game that are inherently true while it's out. So while it was out, anytime I performed the shipping action, this would have been a penalty that I would have gained, but also a benefit I would have gained. But now that this is no longer true, this is out of the game, will never come back, and I will never have to worry about that special order in the docks. So the new one is the courier negotiation. It says you may take a shipping action at any location instead of activating its normal location power. So instead of gaining the stone here, I could have shipped by moving there. Whenever I enter a segment of the shipping wheel, that would reward 2 gold, which are 4 of these locations. I gain strength instead, which actually can be used as a benefit instead of a penalty, depending on what you're going for. Okay, so that's what the event is. So what am I going to be trying to do? Well, I've kind of put myself in a pretty good spot, actually. So each of these locations, whenever you build your ward tower there, not only do you gain the 3 influence automatically, which is mentioned here on your player board, I can put my ward tower in one of the locations here, one of these spots, to gain the benefit, but also, pretty importantly, I get 2 symbols of wherever I build at, which is pretty important because that's one of the ways that you get points to win the game. And I'm in a spot, so we saw that I got a ranger earlier. As it turns out, rangers are soldiers, and I'm already up a little bit on the soldier track, so this is a pretty sweet spot for me to build my ward tower. So I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to be making a decision on which one of these I want to not use for like this rotation of these citizens, because whenever you build a ward tower, you need to get rid of one of these. You put it face down to build your ward tower. I'm doing okay on gold for now. So I think, and I'm kind of doing the monster killing thing. So I think what I will do is I think I'm going to get rid of this merchant. Goes face down. You spend one of each of the basic resource types and a gem. They go back to the supply. And then you build a ward tower. So then I get to choose one of these rewards. One of them is gold. One of them is 2 resources of my choice, 2 wild resources. One of them is a privilege tile. So I'm going to already be gaining a privilege tile. That's something to pay attention to, because whenever I build in any of these spots, as I mentioned, you get 3 influence. I could spread it out however I want, but it's pretty obvious that I'm probably going to be putting it here, and 1, 2, 3 would put me here. If I gain 1, well, whenever you cross this one of these thresholds, you pay the cost, and then you gain the privilege tiles associated with that threshold. These 2, the threshold gives me tier 1. This one lets me choose. These give me tier 2. So I guess, yeah, sure, why not? Let's put it here and get an extra privilege tile. So whenever I go there, I get to choose a privilege tile. I'm going to choose this one. This one lets me move my Margrave twice, in addition to whatever my normal action would be whenever I decide to use it. That's pretty sweet for monster killing. So I'm going to keep that one. This does not refill till the end of the turn. And then I'm going to gain my 3 influence. 1, 2, 3. Whenever I cross over a threshold, I need to pay, which I will do. Then I can collect one of these. I think I'm going to get 6 gold, because I'm going to need gold as I progress up these and as I buy citizens. And I'm going to cash it in right now and get 6 gold. Okay, so that is done. These refill. This would be 1 additional influence that I can use whenever, on whatever. I did not collect a new citizen. So because I did not collect a new citizen, the event stays out. This is still the event for the round, or for the current round. It will be true. These all slide down. So now I need to start carrying a little bit, because I got another soldier out there that I don't want to lose. So I think I will try and benefit from that. Yeah, I think I'm going to move over to get a citizen. Something I need to always be paying attention to is that whenever I only have 1 card left, I must take the action to where I recoup all of my cards. It's something to pay attention to, because if you're planning your turns out and you don't properly account for that, you may get in a spot where you cannot do what you want it to do, because you must take all these back and get a citizen. But another benefit to claiming citizens, especially the ones you want from this row, is that I keep adding citizens to my hand. So it prolongs that need to recoup all my cards. So gaining that champion does not seem like a bad idea. So the real decision I would be making is, if I move here with one of the pennant actions, where will I be sending 1 or more of these knights? What's going to be my plan? Seems like sending them down to, and let's say with the paladin I move to, I can move them independently. They do not have to go to the same location or do the same action. Seems like shipping is not does not make the most sense. I don't have enough resources to get a gem, so I probably would send 1 or more of them back that way. Or if I send them down here, they will be next to the Bane cluster, and getting the Bane cluster as my next fight is actually kind of tempting. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the paladin for its pennant action, which lets me move my Margrave. Whenever I move, I take that location's action. I'm going to recruit one of the citizens, which will be the champion, as discussed. Then I can move 2 knights. I can deploy 2 knights, either from my board, which I don't have, or from here. I'm going to move this one here. This location, you can pay a gold to get a resource of any type, or, as always is the case, I could choose just to take 2 gold. But I'm going to get some resources. I'm going to get 1 magic for that 1 gold, and then I get to deploy again, which I'll do the same thing. I will again pay a gold to get magic. And that's all that I do with the paladin. So again, end of turn. If there's someone here discards, they're not here, so there's no one to discard. I did gain a new citizen, so this event is gone. The new one is recruit through aggression. This one says I may hire citizens with gold or strength, but not both. And strength, each strength counts for 2 gold. Well, that would have been pretty interesting earlier, but we already kind of know what my plan's going to be for the next round. But it says I can only use knights to slay a monster. I cannot move or deploy knights. Well, that's also pretty timely for me for what I've just said I'm going to do, because on the last turn, whenever I used the paladin, I would not have actually been able to deploy the knights in the way that I did. So I would have had to change what I was going to do. But this is pretty fortunate for what I'm going to try and do, because it doesn't hurt me any. Because what I'm going to be doing is using this ranger. See, normally whenever you're trying to kill a monster, you need to kind of be paying attention to where you're at, because you need to get there before you need to get adjacent to that monster before you can kill it. That's why I like the ranger so much for the monster killing strategy, is because I can move anyway. So I'm going to use the ranger's ability, not the pennant. The first thing that happens is I gain 2 strength. I can move my Margrave, and as is always the case, whenever you move your Margrave into an area, you can take that location's benefit, which, sure, I will gain. I feel like maybe I should have not gained 2 magic, so I could have started working on another ward tower, but I will fix that mistake now by starting to get another resource type. So I gained 2 strength, I moved my Margaret, and now I may slay a monster. So this monster, we'll put this here, this monster, the main cluster, requires 7 strength, which I can either use in any combination of strength or knights. I'm going to use all 3 of these knights. Thank you for your service. And 4 strength to make the 7 total, which puts me at 1. Whenever you slay a monster with knights, they go to the hero's tomb. Whenever they go here, I can decide where they go in any open slot, and they go in standing up. So the decision I'm going to be making is what reward do I want to gain now, and then what do I want to gain later. I think that since I'm going for monster killing, and I've just used a lot of my strength, I'm probably going to want to get more strength. And getting another knight's good too, so it feels like using these 3 for what I'm trying to do is pretty good. I don't get those benefits now, though. I get them at the end of the turn whenever I lay these down. I would get any other benefits first. So, for example, I just killed the Bane Cluster. Bane Cluster gives me 2 gold, and I can get a citizen. So this does prevent me, or not prevent, this presents me with an interesting decision. So I could go ahead and get this Artificer to slow down, well, not slow down the clock, but alter my points from the clock that's happening. Or I could stick with the soldiers, which I'm already in, and we know that I kind of like rangers. So pretty sure I'm going to go for this, but that is something that I could have considered. I could have taken this one to make it to where that one's not discarded at the end of the turn. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to gain the ranger, goes into my hand, and also gain an influence. This influence can go into any spot, but since I haven't made a decision on which other guild I will try and influence, I'm going to put it on soldier still. So that's gone, that's out of the game, and I've killed one of the 2 monsters from the forest lair. And if I kill the other one, in addition to anything else I would gain, I also gain that lair card, which is 2 points at the end. Okay, so then at the end of the turn, after I've collected any other benefits or rewards, I lay these down, collect the benefit. So it's 2 strength and a knight, which goes in my inventory here. I did, well, first, this is gone. These all slide down. I did collect a citizen. That event's gone. This new event, help from the locals. Whenever I slay a forest monster, well, that's hilarious, because that just happened, I can gain a citizen in addition to the reward. Well, that would have been pretty slick. So maybe I should focus on trying to get some strength to kill those dark elves. But so that's the benefit. The potential downside to pay attention to is all monsters require 2 resources of whatever my choice is to slay in addition to the other requirements. Well, I would have been able to pay for that too, so that would have been pretty slick. The thing is that Dark Elves does have a gem, which I would like to get a gem without having to go up here to get it. So I kind of do feel like that's pretty sweet. Yeah, I think I'm going to try and see if I can make that happen. So I'm at 3 strength, and I have 1 knight available to me. So I need to make up 3 strength difference, and then I also need to get 1 more magic. So as it turns out, this was probably the wrong choice to get that one. But I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to use some pennant action. So I'm going to go with this captain here. I'm going to use its pennant action. I'm going to gain a strength. I'm going to move my Margrave here, which this location allows me to gain a strength, which I will do. Then I can deploy, which I will do. I'm going to send this one this way to gain that magic that I probably should have gotten earlier. And that's all that I did with that. Resolved everything out here. Did not collect that one, so see a monk. Monk's gone from this world. We hardly knew you. So these are replaced just like normal. I did not collect a new citizen, so the event stays. And so what I'm going to need to pay attention to is I'm probably going to have, so what I can do, this is actually pretty good, because I need another resource based off the event. I need to get another wild resource to slay any monster. And if I slay that forest monster, I get an additional, or I get a citizen in addition to whatever other rewards I would get. So I'm about to do this, ranger again, because of course the ranger's sweet. I gain 2 strength. I'm going to use the ability down here. I'm going to move my Margrave. Whenever I move my Margrave, I get a resource. Then I may slay a monster. Well, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use this knight that I have down here and this knight that's in here to do some slaying. And I'm not very low on gold right now. So I think I'm just going to get the influence while I can. Put these 2 here to gain that later. So that's 2 of the 7 that I need. So I need 5 more, which would put me at 2 strength. And and I also need these 3 magic that I've been acquiring. So success. Dark Elves, done. Whenever I kill the Dark Elves, I get a gem. Nice. But the event said I also needed to have 2 other resources. So these 2 resources, that was part of the killing requirement. And I gain 2 influence, which let's just keep on keeping on here, which requires 4 gold. And whenever I pass one of the thresholds, I get a reward. So let's see, what am I going to be doing next? Well, getting influence is kind of always sweet. But I think I also need resources. You know what? I am going to get influence, and I'm going to just get it right. No, I'm going to save it, actually. Maybe I'll use that to boost up whatever else I go into. So I've collected these rewards. In addition to killing, or getting the rewards for killing this forest monster, I also get to get a citizen. Well, looky here, we got this champion, which normally I would have had to pay 6 for, but it's nice and free. Thank you, help from the locals. Okay, so Dark Elves down. And the forest layer is cleared, so this is 2 points for me at the end of the game, which is pretty sweet. Okay, so that is the end of what I was going to be doing for killing a monster. Now I need to make sure I lay these down and collect whatever benefits, which would be 1 more influence. Refill this at the end of the turn. Level 1 privilege. The cleric, gone. I think I've killed a few of those. There's, I don't think holy is going to be where I'm going to want to go, because there's been a lot of those gone. Okay, so I did collect a new citizen, so help from the locals is out. The new one says outsourced construction. Whenever I build the ward tower, I can use gold instead of resources if I choose to, at 2 to 1. So for every 2 gold, it counts as 1 of the resources that I would have needed to pay otherwise. But I may not gain gold instead of activating a location power. So that's pretty interesting, because whenever I move my Margrave or move a knight to another location, sometimes if I just don't want to take that location's action, or if I just need to get gold, I can gain it otherwise, but I cannot while I am outsourcing construction. Okay, so all the cleanup from the end of that round is done. So now I have 2 cards. So one of these, if I don't collect another citizen, I'm going to be taking one of these, and I'm going to be using the other to pick up. So that is absolutely something I need to be paying attention to. So what am I going to be doing? Let's see. Well, I don't have any monsters next to me, so Killian is out for this turn. I do have a gem now, so maybe I should start trying to get another ward tower. But if I get another ward tower, I've already claimed this location, which has the 2 helmet icons. You can never have more than 1 ward tower in a location. So if I build another tower, I need to then make the decision of which other guild I'm going to start influencing. And I have not started on that path yet. Let me see, actually, what all has left. So yeah, Holy is not going to be the direction I want to go into. There's only been 1 shadow. I think that means I either need to go into the worker track, which means I would need to get that lumberjack now if I want to avoid any needless death. But I don't... Oh, I do have the ability to go up there. That's interesting. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do... I think I'm going to go that route. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use this privileged child that I collected earlier, which lets me move my Margrave twice before I take my normal action. I'm going to use that. I'm going to come here. So normally I would have the option to take 2 gold, but I do not have the option thanks to outsourced construction. So I will pay 1 to the bank and collect a resource, which is what I need to do anyway, really. So this is actually fine. Then I'll move again, and I need to go to get some stone too. So I'll collect this stone. So now I can take one of these actions. I think what I'm going to do... Well, I'm not going to be slain, because I don't have magic. But I am going to be using the pen action, I think. Maybe what I'll do... That's interesting. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the pen action of this champion. Oh, but what other one would I collect? I'm going to need to be concerned with gold soon. But for right now, I'm going to use the pen action. I'm going to gain a strength. I'm going to use my Margrave to come over here, buy that action. Spend 2 gold to get this lumberjack, which I don't necessarily need to care about the guild icon. Sometimes it's nice just to have the ability to. So then I can deploy. Well, I don't have anything to deploy, so that's an unfortunate waste I should have planned for, but I didn't. So that's the end of that. I collected a citizen, so at the end of the round that's going to be changed. These all slide down, but nothing was discarded. I mean, and even though I mentioned that, I mean, it's still 1 point. Even if I don't move this up at all, it's still 1 point, so still not bad. Okay, so outsourced construction, gone. Hire mercenaries. I can use gold in addition to strength to slay monsters at a 2-to-1 ratio, and then all monsters have 1 strength higher than normal. That's interesting, but I do not think I'm going to take use of that because I actually need gold. I'm going to be low on gold pretty soon. Okay, so I think I want to go for the, since I already have one of these, I think I'm just going to go for that. I think I'm just going to have soldiers and workers. I think that's what I'm going to do. So because of that, I need to get down into this general area so I can build in the location I can benefit from that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use the lumberjack, I believe. Yeah, I'm going to use the lumberjack for its pen action. I'm going to gain a resource, which is the other resource that I need. move down here. I could ship these, but we both know that that's not what I'm trying to do here. So I'm going to collect 2 gold, which I can now do now that the event that was not letting me do that's gone. And then I can deploy. So I can deploy this, and I could get another magic if I wanted to, or get 2 gold. I think I need gold, so I think I'm going to get gold instead of the magic. So that's all I did with that. Pilot gone. Well, is out of here. The trader is up there, though. Well, that means the trader is going to be gone if I don't do something about it. But I need to move down there. Oh, I only have 1 card left. I'm doing something about it. That's what I'm going to do, if I have to. I'm using the citizen, face down. And I'm going to be recruiting. Well, I take this action. What this action says is that this is true for any player count. I discard one of these, one of the ones that either I don't want or I think an opponent would want in a higher player count. Get rid of it, and then I recruit. So in a solo mode, I need to always be aware that, is this something I want? Because if it's something I want, I should probably take it. And in this circumstance, it is. So I'm going to be getting that one. But which one am I going to be getting rid of? I think I will get rid of this one. And the reason why I'm choosing this one instead of this one is that gives me 1 more turn that I can try and pay attention to collecting the bard. Because if I got rid of this one, this would be the next one up on the chopping block. So I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to get rid of the peddler. So I'm not going that route. I'm going to pay 2. Get this trader. Well, I guess the proper order of actions is that these all get picked up. After I discard, I pick all of these up into my hand. Whenever I recruit a citizen, it goes directly into my hand. And now I would pay, which I just did. So end of round, these all slide down. Nothing to discard, as per usual. New event, because I just acquired a new citizen. The new event says the hills don't have eyes. All hill monsters, which is this location, have -2 strength. Oh, so that one, and I'm able to take advantage of that. Whenever I slay a monster, I can gain the reward or the influence, not both. I think I'm going to utilize this. I am right there. So my plan was going to be to move down here and build. But I don't think I'm going to do that right now. I think I want to kill this monster while he's very cheap. Okay, so I don't have any knights. So I could gain a knight. Which is that guy that lets me gain a knight? The captain. So this could kind of be an interesting option. I can't actually benefit from that right now, though. I guess what I'll do is just, yeah, let's do it anyway. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to gain a strength and a knight. Then I can slay a monster, which I'll do. This is -2, so it's only 1. I'll use this knight. Or should I? Should I use the strength? Because I can still deploy this knight later. No, actually, yeah, I'm going to keep this for now. I'm going to just use the strength to kill this warg pack. So I gain the benefit, which is, I guess I should finish resolving my card. All players can pay 1 gold to get a knight now, which, yeah, sure, let's do it. Okay, so I've killed this warg pack, which lets me get a resource of any type. It's probably going to be a long time before I go into that direction anytime soon. So I'm going to get that, and I also gain an influence. Ooh, oh no, I didn't plan for this. Okay, so normally I'd be able to pay 6 gold and cross this, but I don't have 6 gold because I just paid for 1 for a knight. Okay, so luckily I do know the other place I'm going to start progressing. We're at soldiers and workers. So I've killed this monster. He is out. Next one's revealed, the Knoll Huntmaster. And this event will stay true. Oh, I forgot about the event. I get to choose one of these. I do not get both of these. I either get the, I get one of these. I either get the resource or the influence. You know what? I don't need this one after all. You can stay up there. Okay, so like I was saying, this event will stay true until I recruit another citizen. So if I had the ability to kill this, which I do, I could benefit from this still. Again, I'd have the same thing to consider, but I think that's worth it. I think I'm going to do that. But first, I need to resolve the things that resolve the turn, which is getting rid of this. These come down, which now I've got some workers I need to pay attention to because they're going to be gone. So I guess the two, let's see, how much strength could I gain? So if I do Ranger, I would go up to 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Oh, but I don't even need to do that because it's cheaper. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the Ranger. So I'm kind of going out of the direction I was wanting to go in, but that's kind of just what happens. I'm going to use the Ranger to go up here. Well, first, I should do it. So I gain 2 strength. I can move my Margrave. Whenever I enter that location, I'm going to get this Bard into my hand for the cost. Then I may slay a monster, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to slay this one, this Knoll Huntmaster, which normally would be 7, but is only 5. 2 of that is going to be these Knights. Then I only need 3 more. 1, 2, 3. These Knights go in here. So I need gold, so I think we're going to do this and get gold at the end of this turn. But first, I need to resolve this. I either can get 2 influence or 2 gold. Well, while I do need gold, I'm about to get some, and I really like influence. So I'm going to get influence. I'm going to move this up twice to spend 2 gold to cross over that threshold. Kill that Knoll Huntmaster, which when I cross that threshold, I get to pick one of these, which is some more gold and a knight. Or 2 knights even. Yeah, I think I'm going to do this one. This is pretty sweet. I'm going to just take it right now. Take 2 gold, 2 knights. Keep this gravy train going. This is going to be refilled at the end of the turn, which is essentially now. Oh, and I collect this for the end of the game. I knock these down to collect the benefit, which is 4 gold. I did collect a citizen, so that one is not discarded. I collected the 2-cost citizen specifically. My clock is actually getting kind of close to running out, so I don't actually have much time left. But the hills don't have eyes is gone. The new one for the following round is going to be a dangerous mountainside trek, which the mountains are also close to me. Whenever I slay a mountain monster, they have +1 strength, but they provide 4 extra gold. Oh, okay. Whenever you send a knight to the hero tombs, you must pay 1 gold to place them. Man. Wow. Okay. Well. I mean, I can get another magic later, right? Yeah, I'm going to. I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to kill that thing. Oh, but he has 1 extra strength. Oh, but I got knights. That's fine. Okay, so I'm going to Ranger again. As you can see, I like the Ranger. Let's do this Ranger action. So, gain 2 strength. Boom, boom. Move. I'm at least going in the correct general location. Oh, this is how I can get the magic. Oh, that's great. Pay 1. Get the magic that I am about to have to spend. Slay a monster. This monster is 1 more than normal, so it's 5, and it costs a magic. Here's the magic. 2 knights, which is exactly how many I need to fill these hero tombs up, which is pretty sweet, which is absolutely what I'm doing. And then I'm going to need 5 minus 2 is 3, so I need 1, 2, 3. This has worked out well. I need to pay 1 coin for each knight that I send up there, based off the event. And I've slayed the Orc Shaman. Orc Shaman gives me 3 gold and a knight. And then also 1 influence, which I now have enough influence to cross over this, which I think I may do. Yeah, I am. I'm going to cross over this. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can collect either of these. And that's going to be influence, which I do not have to use now, and I will not. So kill the Orc Shaman. You're done. You're down. Let's see. But I get an extra 4 gold as a reward. Man, that's pretty sweet. Okay. So success. All right, so finish resolving the turn. I knock these down. This one gets me 2 resources of whatever I want, which will be these 2. Yeah, sure, we'll do these 2. Then I also get 2 more, because that was this one. I get 2 more of whatever I want and 3 gold. I guess I'll do this. I'm getting kind of inventory full here. And we'll get another one of these. And then 3 gold. That's a pretty successful turn, I'd say. Okay, so I did not... Oh, and whenever this happens, whenever it's full, all of these move out of the tombs, and a knight is placed into each location that doesn't already have a knight in it. So that's there, here. That's definitely not down here. That's got 3 of them. Oh, there's one down there. Okay, so that's that. Then I have to say goodbye to the bard. And then for the next few rounds, I'm not really concerned with getting those, because that's not the strategy I'm going for. But the main thing to pay attention to is that if I'm not collecting these, I'm not getting those points and they're just being discarded. And also that means that an event that may be more beneficial for what I'm trying to do could come up. But I'm not allowing it because this is staying. Okay, so now for the next round, I think it's time for me to start moving down in that direction. I don't have room for resources, but I do have room for the strength that I would gain from down there. I think maybe I'll do the, oh, you know what I could do? I could do some shipping. Shipping seems kind of good. Yeah, I'm going to do some shipping. So I'm going to use the champion for its pen action. I'm going to gain strength. I'm going to move my Margrave down here to gain 2 gold. So I'm going to be spending it real soon. I'm going to move this knight, and I'm going to move it up here and do some shipping. So I have some resources that I do not need, and an inventory that I do, well, I might need. So that's 4. I'm shipping off 4 goods. They can be anything unless an event tells you they can't, which currently that's not true. So I'm sending off 4 things. That moves my ship 4 spaces. Whenever you're resolving these, you move your whole distance and then you can claim them in any order. So for example, if this would send me over the edge, and this is the gold I need to actually pay for it, I can do that. I can gain the gold first. I could even gain the privilege tile and the benefit from it first. But that's not the case here. I can move that up. I can gain 4 gold. And then a privilege tile, which, I mean, I'm kind of doing the knights thing, so let's just keep doing the knights thing. So here is this one. I can gain 1 resource, which I'll gain this one. I can gain 2 knights, which there are kind of not a lot of opportunities for knights until I start killing some of the ones on the board. Or, I mean, using them for their services. So that's that. That's done. This is up here. Oh, 6 gold for a gem. Oh, that's could be useful. Oh, I forgot to fill this in. How long has that been? We'll pretend that I didn't miss that. Okay, so now it's time to build, I think. I've got gold. I'm in the spot I want to be in. Yeah, I'm gonna build. Okay, so which one of these am I gonna get rid of? Let's see. Let's do the trader, right? No, let's do lumberjack. So I'm not using the lumberjack for anything on the card. Put it face down because I'm gonna build this one, so I could get some more resources. Or there's only 6 gold left even up here, which is kind of appropriate. But the thing is, I'm about to be spending a lot of it, so maybe having a lot of gold is good. Okay, I guess I should see how far this gets me. This has 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to get 3. I am actually going to need a lot of gold, so I'm going to get gold. I'm going to go here. I'm going to get the 6 gold. Then I move up. Oh, first I gotta pay to build it. This here, that's there. Got the gold. Now I get the 3 influence, which I have even more up here. So here's 1, 2, 3. That requires 8 gold. I can get one of these. Okay, so how much do I have? 1, or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I have exactly enough to cross that. But still, being out of gold would be not great. I think I'm going to do this one. Let me get this and use it right away to get the 8 gold I just spent. Thank you. I get this and this. What's up here? What was I doing? Oh yeah, I did this, cross this threshold, because I built that. This is going to refill at the end of the turn. So let's see. Yeah, I guess that's all I'll do this turn. Okay, so this is gone. This refills. Because the thing I'm thinking of is, if I'm going to build one more tower, it's going to need to be here. Well, it doesn't need to be there, but that's the best place for it to be. If I build up here, I could get enough resources to, whenever I move here, collect a gem and then build the next turn. I could also get this, which lets me turn gold into gems. I'm going to need 12 pretty soon. In fact, I could even use, oh, you know what? It's kind of cool. I could progress past this, use the 12 gold, get 12 gold back, eventually progress past this to use this. Yeah, I think that's going to be the order of operations that I'm going to do. Which I might as well just do this now, because why not? So I'm going to use this. I can use this anytime on my turn. That's 3. 1, 2, 3, which requires 12 gold. Which we'll pretend goes in there, but I'm getting it right back because of that. Okay. That does a refill to the end of the turn. What's the other thing I was going to do? Yeah, I want it to get this, so I need to progress on this. So I need to move. So what I can do is I can move with the, which one will I move with? I'll move with the merchant. Or I'll use the pen action with the merchant. So I'm going to gain a resource of any type, which will be this. This isn't actually necessarily the most efficient way I could do this, actually. That's fine. I've already done it. We're going to go here. We're going to ship. Do I have another way to collect resources as I move? I do. Maybe I should ship 2 things. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ship 2 things. Ship these 2. Which lets me progress here. Which lets me collect, oh no, but the 2 gold. Oh, I can do this in any order I want. Remember. So I'll do this, progresses here. Do this, progress here. Spend 4 gold. Get 2 back. To do this, then I can finish out this pen action by moving this. Oh, I didn't plan that. Oh, it's fine. Yeah, this is, actually no, this is right. This is perfect. Move that down here. Man, it's a night meeting down here. Oh wait, no, I don't want magic though. No, that's not going down here. That's going over here. Because then I can pay a gold to get, what do I need? The stone. That's what I need to do. Okay, so that's that. This is gone. You're done. Okay. This mountainside trek has been up for a while. But what I need to do is get up here and build. Which I have everything I need. Oh, I forgot to collect this. This is what I was trying to do on the last turn. Spend the 6 to get a gem. That's what I was missing. Okay, so it's done. This is here. Ooh, free citizen. That's pretty sweet. This is 6 strength. Okay, so let's see. I need to move up there first and then build. So I will move with, let's move with the alchemist. Gain 2 gold. I'm using the pen action. Gain 2 gold. Move. Whenever I move here, I could get a gem, but I'm not going to. I'm going to instead get 2 more gold. I can deploy knight, which I'll send over here. I will buy that trader, right? Yes. I'm gonna buy that trader for 3. It goes in my hand. That's it for that action. This is gone. I did not recruit it. I am very close to the end of the game now. There's no more deck. This is gone because I just recruited a citizen. New one comes out. Countryside enlistment. I can spend money to recruit at any location instead of activating its normal power. All citizens cost 4 to hire, regardless of what the cost is. Well, that is not what I was hoping for, necessarily. I mean, I could get this. Actually, no, that's actually good for me, because I can get that for 4, depending on how I do this. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I need to build. I'm going to build with the... Let's build with the... Let's build with this trader. Spend the costs. Or the resources for the cost. Put this out. I can collect 1 of these, which is what I'm going to do. Is that right? 1, 2, 3. Oh, do I want to do that? I'm going to need 6, and then possibly 8 more. So I need to account for 2 more gold at some point. Actually, I need to account for more than that because I'm about to spend some. Yeah, I will do this. I'm going to do this one. I'll do it right away. Get 4 gold. And that was 1 resource of whatever I want. And then I also get 3, which is 1, 2, 3, which is 6 here. Which lets me get from either of these. I'm going to choose... Oh, this is actually going to be gone before I can... What I was going to try and do is get this warlord. Yeah. So I'm going to do this to collect this citizen. I think that's all that happens there. Did I pay my gold? I think so. Let's hope I spent my gold. I don't remember actually. I think I did though. These refill. What this simple means is that I can use this to recoup my citizens instead of having to spend a turn to do it, which actually is pretty good in a solo game because that's whenever you recoup your citizens, you also have to ditch one, which slows or speeds up the clock some. But I don't think I'm going to be using that now. But okay, so these slide down, and I care about 2 of these. This is done, which did not get to use as much as I want it. Traveling Gem Merchant, I can pay 3 resources to get a gem anywhere instead of just up here. Whenever I gain a gem, I must also pay 2 gold if available from the supply, which I will not be visiting the Gem Merchant because what I need to do, I need to be getting some of these while I still have time. I guess I should probably plan out what my next several turns are going to be because I only have a few of them. I want both of those, I know. It would be nice if I could cross over this threshold, but that seems unlikely. I guess what I could do, I need 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it seems very unlikely. I could kill some monsters. I do have some knights to utilize. Do I have a ranger? No, I don't have the ranger. I do have the champion here, though. Okay, so I think what my plan of attack is going to be, I'm going to move here. I'm going to recruit. Then I'm going to kill the Orc Berserker. So if I recruit, that's that turn. If I can kill this and then ship later, I just need to ship 4 things. We'll see if that works out. Let's just see. We'll just see if this works out. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Bard action. Yeah, let's do the Bard action. Is that right? How much strength do I need? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that'll be fine. I'm going to use the Bard action, the pennant, not the action, sorry. I'm going to move here. Going to pay, oh, first I get the resource. Pay 2 gold to get the town crier. Then I can deploy. I'm going to deploy how will I get the gold for that though? Will I deploy? Maybe I won't. Oh, yes I will. I'll deploy here to get 2 gold. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so then that's the end of the turn of what I did. These slide down. This traveling gem merchant has wandered off. We now have Fame Without Fortune. When you slay the Ruins monster, which is down here, you gain double the influence. Whenever you slay a monster, you only gain the influence, but not the reward, which is fine, because that's what I'm thinking about killing him for. I'm just going to see if I can make that happen. Okay, so I need probably I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 knights at my disposal, and possibly 1 more? No, 2 more if I do the Bogatyr. Which, actually, yeah, I like that. That's going to be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, we're going to do that. So we're going to do the Bogatyr. I'm going to gain these last 2 knights from the supply up there. Then I can deploy a knight to any location, which I will do. I'll deploy here to, yes, I'll collect 2 gold. And then I can slay a monster, and so I'm going to slay the Orc Berserker, which requires 7. Well, that's easy thanks to all these knights, because there's 7 of them. So we're going to put them all up here to gain these rewards at the end. And I want goods because I need to do some shipping. So we're going to do it this way. Okay, so then I get either of these thanks to Fame Without Fortune. And I'm going to choose the influence. 1, 2. That's the end of this monster. Orc Berserker's gone, which let me get that one. That's 3 layers. Almost an achievement unlocked to get the other one. Okay, but I did not. I'm not going to be able to. That's the end of that. These all lay down. Oh, I don't even need to ship anymore. I just realized I should have thought of that because I get this influence. Here's 8 because this lets me progress here, which lets me get one of these. Ooh, I like how this is going. This seems decent. Because even if I don't use these resources here to ship, 3 is worth a point. And so is the 6 gold, even if I don't utilize it. So that's this. Then I also need to get 2 more resources. I'm gonna have a shipping extravaganza at the end. I gain 1 knight, which, sad, I cannot. But I do get 2 strength, which I may not be using. We'll see. So that's that. I need to refill from here. Oh, 12 gold. The peddler's gone. So I have 2 turns, and one of those turns, I want to get that warlord. So probably what I want to do is make sure that I can come back up here on a turn. So probably coming down here and shipping. What would that give me? Okay, so 1, 2, 3. I need to, how many resources do I have? I think I can make that happen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need 8 resources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I can make that happen. Okay, so I'm going to do the trader. Let's see. Yeah, I can do the trader actually from where I'm at. Yep, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the trader's ability. I'm gonna gain a resource and 2 gold. And then I can ship. So I don't even have to be down here, even though I could have made that happen anyway, but I'm gonna do it this way because it's slightly better for me. Because I get the resource now and the 2 gold. Okay, so I'm shipping off all of this stuff. This is 7 items, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh wait, hold on. Uh-oh. Do I need 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I need 8? How many do I have? Oh, I do have 8. Okay, I did count that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it's all of these. I don't know where I'm shipping to, but they better be happy because that's a lot of stuff. Okay, so I'm going to get exactly how much gold is in here. I'm going to get all 8 of this gold. I'm going to get level... Oh, I see what the problem is, though. I can't cross this threshold. That's fine. Or can I? Maybe I can. Okay, we'll just do one thing at a time. Get sidetracked. So we got a 2 and a 1. So the 1, I guess this, well, I can recoup some of the gold I'm about to spend, or I'm going to attempt to spend. So that's not the worst thing. Is there anything from here that I want? Let's look what I got through my pile here, because maybe I want something from here. Which is the one that I can gain a citizen? That's in my hand. Yeah, we'll just do this one and not use it right now. And then I can gain one of these, which I think what I want is to do this. Oh, but I can't collect more. Oh, I just realized what I should have done. I don't need this one. I need this because I need to get the ranger. Because what I should have done, the better move I think would have been to actually move down here with the trader, his pennant instead of the ability, because even though it would have been slightly less gold efficient, I would have been able to then ranger here, use all these knights here to fill this up, which would have been even more resources. But I did not do that. But I am going to collect this to pick up all of my citizens, recoup all these. And I can get one of these. I'll get the 12 because I'm going to try and spend that. So I also progress 2 on here. So all I need to do is to be able to progress 1 more. So I guess my decision what I'm making here, after I finish out this, the cleanup of this, I have exactly 1 turn left. My 2 options are really, let me refill this, hold on. I guess I can just math this out because my 2 options are to either progress through here, which I have enough gold for, and I can even recoup back, so I'm not even losing the points from this, which that would be pretty sweet. But I could also get another helmet, another soldier. If I get another soldier, this is a 6-point card for me. So I guess if I have enough of the workers to where it makes up for the 6 points I would lose doing it that way, that's the right choice. Let's see. Because I would go, each one of these would go from 5 to 6. Oh, is it the same amount? This is 5 points. Oh no, that is, that's slightly better for me, I think, isn't it? Oh no, I have these 2 up here. Never mind. No, that is better. Going here is better. So what I need to do, now that I picked up my peeps here, I need to ranger down here to kill this skeleton, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the ranger's action to gain 2 strength. I'm going to move down here to, well, I cannot ship. I cannot collect gold, so I'm not going to be able to utilize that, but I can, oh, yeah, that's this. Then I can slay a monster, so it's going to be this ruins monster, which gives me double. Oh, I didn't even actually need to do what I did, but that's fine. So I pick one of these, and this is double, so definitely choosing that, which is that, and let's just do that. I need to pay 12, which is like that. gain that reward. He's done. Man, I was one away from killing all of them. So that's that action. I paid this, so I get this, which doesn't actually give me much of anything for this final round. We'll just take this just because, why not? I'm going to gain this 12 gold right back by immediately using that, which gets me this. I think that's all that I can do here. Oh, I could have used this actually to give me 2 resources. Well, let's just say I did that. Those are the 2 strength in this one, which is almost a point, not quite. Okay, so I think that's that. I paid that, got that back. This is done. Oh no, this is done. So that's the end of the game. So now the final thing I need to do is score, which I guess I'll just get the score and just explain it to you. I'll tell you how it goes. Okay, so first I'm going to be counting up. I think I did pretty good, actually. I think I did pretty good this game. I first figure out what all citizens I have, which I managed to not have any citizens of a track that I wasn't going up on, which is also pretty impressive. Normally I get sidetracked at least a little bit, but I was pretty focused here. I did pretty good, actually. Okay, so first thing I do is I look where I'm at on these tracks and then compare them to the number of symbols I have. I have built 3 locations, which are the 3 locations I needed to build on, so they add the symbols on my 2 highest tracks. So for soldiers, for example, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 6. That's some sort of math. 48. This is, I think, very similar numbers because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 6, 48. Man, I just destroyed it this game. Okay, then I add up gold. For every 5, it's 1 point, which is, wow. I even maxed that too. Man, I slaughtered this game. Well, it's good that I did this on camera so everyone can see how good I did. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 more points. If I had enough resources, that would be 1 more point. If I had a gem, that'd be 2 points, but I do not have that. And then these aren't worth anything. Strength aren't worth anything. Knights aren't worth anything, but these are 2, 4, 6 more points for the monster killing. This is the best I've ever done by a pretty decent margin, actually. Okay, so I got 106 points. The best I've done before this showing was 77, which I felt very proud of, but this one I absolutely slayed. But anyway, so that's how this game works. Hopefully that gave you a pretty good idea of the functions of the game, how the event system works, how the timer of the game works with the citizens. The game is actually pretty similar to the multiplayer experience in far as like the tension, the decision making, the opportunity cost. The only real difference is that there is a set clock and I don't have to depend on my opponents to do anything to make that clock happen. Anyway, so hopefully that was interesting and that was informative. So thanks. Again, my name was David Yetzi, and that's it.